Hello guys, this is Ralph.
Hi everyone, this is T. Welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to learn how to make an imperative statement, how to make a command or a request or an order in Vietnamese.
Is it complicated?
It can be, but it can also be simplified. Okay, so let's start with the most simplified form. Now, to make an affirmative imperative in Vietnamese, all you need is to put one word after the verb.
Okay.
And the word is đi. So
D means to go.
normally it means to go, but here it is just a word to make an imperative, to make a command. So for example, if you want to say shut up, just say im đi. Im đi.
In the.
Im đi.
In the.
That's right.
Okay. Sounds easy.
Yeah.
Except for the tones, maybe.
No tone.
Okay. I know.
You got it perfectly right. And if you want to make a negative imperative, you start with one word before the verb. Đừng. Đừng.
Đừng. Đừng.
That's right. And it basically is equivalent to don't. For example, don't cry. Đừng khóc. Đừng khóc.
There's a tone here. Đừng khóc. Đừng khóc.
It's not the tone. You got the tone right, but you got the vowel wrong.
Which one? The O or the U?
I think you have to close your mouth at the end for the word cry. Đừng khóc.
Đừng khóc.
Đừng khóc.
Đừng khóc.
That's right. Đừng khóc.
Đừng khóc.
That's right. Đừng khóc.
Đừng khóc.
Khóc. Đừng khóc. Okay, that's it. So
that's it. So this is the all-round form I can use more or less in every situation.
More or less every situation.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you may sound a little bit weird sometimes, because you lack the subtlety. Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time. Okay.
So that's the gist of how to form a request or an imperative in Vietnamese.
Okay.
For those of you who want to have a complete picture, to learn more about Vietnamese imperatives, let's get to the details.
Okay, let's have my brain work a bit then.
So I have categorized the Vietnamese imperative into 5 different types. Number 1, the harsh command. Number 2, the formal imperative. Number 3, the informal imperative. Number 4, the suggestive imperative. And finally, number 5 is the imploring imperative. So let's get to the first type, the harsh command. Now the harsh command is the most simple. All you need is just to use a verb with nothing else. Just the verb with a bossy, commanding tone. That's enough.
Execution squad. Fire.
That's right. So a good example for this type would be, again, the word shut up. You just need to say the verb. Im.
Im.
That's it.
Okay.
And it's very powerful, very commanding.
Okay. Understood.
Secondly, we have the formal imperative. Now here there are 2 smaller types. The first is an invitation, a formal invitation. In Vietnamese, you start an invitation with the verb to invite. So invite, the word invite is mời plus the second person plus the verb. For example, please have some water. Mời anh uống nước. Mời anh uống nước.
Mời anh uống nước.
That's right, but anh is flat. It doesn't go up. So mời anh uống nước.
Mời anh uống nước.
That's right. No final K, no final sound.
Mời anh uống nước.
That's right. And literally it means I invite you to drink water. And of course, this formal imperative is used towards someone of a higher social status.
Understood.
The second type of the formal imperative is a humble request. It's not an invitation, not a suggestion, but it's a request.
Okay.
And you want to sound humble. So for this imperative, all you need to do is to say the second person and the verb, and you end it with one word, à. It doesn't mean anything by itself. It's just, it makes it very polite and humble.
I understand.
Okay. So for example, ma'am, please sign your name here. Okay. So in Vietnamese, chị ký tên ở đây ạ. Chị ký tên ở đây ạ.
Okay. Chị ký tên ở đây ạ.
That's right. The third type of imperative is the informal imperative, and it has two smaller types. The first is when asking for a small favor. Now, to ask for a small favor, we need to start with a verb, and we follow it with yum. That's right.
Yum.
And yum basically means for or help. Yeah. So do something to help me.
Okay.
All right. So that's a humble way to ask for a favor, and you're more likely to get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, carry this from me. Cầm cái này giùm anh. Cầm cái này giùm anh.
Cầm cái này giùm anh.
Perfect. The second type of informal imperative is when you're making a gentle request. It's not a favor, but it's a request, but it sounds more gentle.
Okay.
So to make a gentle request, you put the word D after the verb. And this word D is pronounced with a soft tone.
Okay.
So it has to sound soft. For example, honey, sleep. Em ngủ đi. Em ngủ đi.
Em ngủ đi.
No, rising, gradual rising. Em ngủ đi.
Em ngủ đi.
That's right. Next, we have the fourth type of imperative, and I call it the suggestive imperative.
Good.
All right. I think it's the name is explanatory. The name speaks for itself.
Okay.
In this suggestive imperative, we have three smaller types. The first is why not?
Okay.
Now, in Vietnamese, we would say sao không. So why not? Sao không? Before a verb. For example, why not take a taxi? Sao không đi taxi? Sao không đi taxi?
Sao không đi taxi?
Perfect.
Sao không đi taxi?
Awesome. Now the second type of the suggestive imperative is less. In Vietnamese, you say mình before a verb, and then you end it with the word đi to finish the imperative. Now, for example, let's take a taxi. Mình đi taxi đi. Mình đi taxi đi.
Mình đi taxi đi.
That's right.
Mình đi taxi đi.
That's good. Finally, for the suggestive imperative, we have how about. In Vietnamese, we say hay là before a subject, which is optional, and then we have a verb. We finish with D.
Again.
Again. So, for example, how about taking a taxi? Hay là đi taxi đi. Hay là đi taxi đi.
Hay là đi taxi đi. Hay là đi taxi đi.
Fantastic job. Finally, we have the last type of the imperative, and I call it the imploring imperative.
Okay.
Now, here we have 5 smaller types of imploring imperative. The first is the informal type.
Okay.
We start with làm ơn before a verb. Làm ơn.
Làm ơn.
That's right. And it literally means do favor.
It's on with a hook or not?
Ơn with a hook. That's right.
So làm ơn.
That's right.
Yeah, I see.
All right.
Yeah.
So ơn with the hook, right? So it means do a favor.
Okay.
Now, for example, please let me pass. Làm ơn cho tôi qua. Làm ơn cho tôi qua.
Làm ơn cho tôi qua. Làm ơn cho tôi qua.
Flawless. And the second type of the imploring imperative is common and but formal. And that's when we say vui lòng before a verb. Vui lòng.
Vui lòng. No, I knew it was not correct. Vui lòng.
Perfect.
Vui lòng.
That's right. ONG, right? So close your mouth. Vui lòng.
Vui lòng.
That's right. And this basically is equivalent to please kindly do something.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
So it's formal, but it's very common.
I see.
Yeah. For example, please put the trash in the correct place. Vui lòng đổ rác đúng chỗ. Vui lòng đổ rác đúng chỗ.
Vui. No.
Vui, that's correct.
Vui lòng.
No, you said up, you went up. Vui lòng.
Vui lòng.
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 Lòng. Lòng.
You went up. Lòng.
Lòng.
So it's a
Lòng.
mouth closing sound. So when you close your mouth, you need to continue to enunciate to produce the sound. Lòng. You don't just stop completely after you close your mouth. Lòng.
Lòng.
That's right. Vui lòng.
Vui lòng. Bỏ rác đúng chỗ.
Much better, 99%.
Vui lòng bỏ rác đúng chỗ.
Perfect. So the third imploring imperative is a little bit more formal, literary, so it's less common, but you see it in songs a lot, or
really?
Sometimes in signs. Yeah. So this starts with one word before the verb. Xin. Xin.
Xin. Xin.
That's right. And xin literally means to beg for something. So it's really imploring.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, for example, in a famous song, we have one line, please give me love. And it's xin cho tôi tình yêu. Xin cho tôi tình yêu.
Xin cho tôi tình yêu. Xin cho tôi tình yêu.
Perfect. And next we have a more imploring imperative, but it's also more formal. That's when you combine the word xin with the word vui lòng. So we have xin vui lòng before a verb. Xin vui lòng.
Okay. Xin vui lòng.
That's right. For example, please wait for a few minutes. Xin vui lòng chờ ít phút. Xin vui lòng chờ ít phút.
Xin vui lòng cho ít phút.
Now, chờ is the O with the hook and the tone is falling.
Xin vui lòng cho ít phút.
No final T.
Okay. Xin vui lòng cho ít phút.
That's better. All right. And finally, we have a more imploring and more informal imperative.
Okay.
This is back to the very, very basic implorative form, which is a verb followed by D. That's all.
Okay.
Just back to the most basic, the verb and the word D. But here, to make it sound imploring, you have to pronounce the word D with an imploring tone, with a begging tone, like D, D.
D.
That's right.
D.
You stretch it, you prolong the sound, and you make it sound imploring, just as you say, please, in English.
Okay, I see.
So, for example, a child is speaking to his or her parent. Give me money, please. Cho con tiền đi. cho con tiền đi.
Cho con tiền đi. Cho con tiền đi.
That's perfect.
So I can go ask for money on the street now.
That's right. Or you can beg for any favor from your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And if you speak it like that, chances are very high she'll give it to you.
Really? Okay.
Anything. You know,
Okay.
D sounds really cute.
Okay.
D, please. Yeah. Now, one more thing, which is, I think, very important, and you really need to know this because it's used a lot in daily Vietnamese.
Okay. What?
And it is just one word that Vietnamese people use to soften an informal command or a request.
Yeah.
And that word is placed at the end of a command. And it is nhia. Nhia.
Nhia. Nhia.
That's right. Sometimes people also say nha. Nha.
Nhia. Nhia.
That's right. So they're just two variations of the same thing. For example, don't tell anybody. Okay?
I see.
In Vietnamese, đừng nói ai biết nha. Đừng nói ai biết nha.
Đừng nói ai biết nha. Đừng nói ai biết nha.
That's right. I know there's a lot to digest now, and I don't expect anybody to remember everything. I think you have to watch this video again and again. I hope you've learned something here today, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Goodbye for now.
Yeah, I learned something also. Now I have to remember it. I suppose you do too. Okay, bye-bye. See you in the next video.